Well, welcome everyone. It is a vital resource, I believe. A computer guy myself for many years. If you don't have a computer working in your house, you've got big problems. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our guests here. These are the computer problem busters, Eytan and your son Jonas. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, tell me. I mean, it's important to have. If you don't, I mean, as anybody these days, can you function without a computer?
I can't. Most people I know can't.
True. And you've been doing this, Eytan, for 28 years.
Yeah.
So you started when you were like 6 or so.
You're such a nice guy. Yeah, no, 7.
7. But that's almost 3 decades. You're going into your 4th decade coming up here of being on computer stuff. Vital stuff we need. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give a warm welcome to our guests here, Eytan and Jonas. That's his son. Jonas, how long have you been working with your dad now?
I have been working with my dad for a couple of months now. He has just recently brought me in.
Cool. And a recent graduate of high school and been out in the real world for a while. So, hey, I want to get in this computer stuff with Dad, huh?
Yes, I did, and he's been teaching me quite a bit.
Awesome. All right, everybody, so warm welcome to these gentlemen. We're going to give a shout out to our sponsors of the show. You can see behind me on the TV wall here, we got Carroll House Furniture, Brooke and Amy you see there. It's great to have such awesome sponsors because they really help us get this show done and so we can continue to produce a fun show, sharing with you our community leaders and the business owners that are making it happen. So with that, shout out to them. We also then have to give a shout out to our other big sponsors. And that is right there. You can see here on the wall, take this off so you can see this better, USA Mortgage. And my buddy Steve Flowers, the Flowers team, they've been doing a great job helping us. It's behind Eytan over here. Trust me, it says the Flowers team behind us. But appreciate what they've done, Steve and Emily. Closing another loan here tomorrow with those guys. I am a licensed loan officer, so it's part of what we bring into helping do this work to help the community. So it's pretty exciting. All right, guys, let's jump into it a little bit. I have to say that I'm going to pull up your guys' website here. You got to go look at what your son has helped put this together for you. Is this the work that your son has helped you to do?
It is.
With
It is.
an update
He
to
can
the
take
website?
credit for it. I just said, okay, looks good.
Looks good. Well, Computer Problem Busters, computerproblembusters.com. You can see the phone number, 314-878-2878. If you've got a computer problem, you guys are the ones to go to. Is that true? Jonas, you support your dad on that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So talk about it a little bit. Eytan, why did you decide to get into this? I mean, this is a touchy field. I mean, you got to be kind of nerdy. You got to be techie.
Well, right. So after I followed the Grateful Dead, now I'm dating myself.
Right?
No, I'm kidding. I never followed the Grateful Dead.
Okay.
But I always liked electrical stuff, electronics. So I decided I'm going to go to engineering school. And that's kind of, I don't know if you want to go that far back, but I went to WashU. I'm a St. Louis guy since, way, way early on. Started here, still here. My name's the only thing not from here.
It's a unique
St.
name.
Louis.
Eytan.
Right, thanks. So anyway, as I got into it, it was like, well, we're using computers here. So that was sort of my entree into it. Nothing in high school, but as soon as I got into college, that was the start of using computers.
And then it led to 28 years. Now, it's an interesting industry to get into because when you're talking about computers themselves, I mean, nobody looks at the computers and says, "Oh, this is just going to be easy." But man, does the whole family look at you and say, "Hey, if you got a computer, we don't mess with those things." But Eytan's the one that will take care of it for us.
No, usually it's like charging cables for their phones that go bad. They don't care about their computers.
That's right. Well, it's a tough gig because I know I built servers for Anheuser-Busch when I was an IT guy back in the day, and just computers make the world go round. And so
Right.
for somebody like yourself, we've talked a little bit about hard drive recovery. Pulling data back for people. I mean, that's important stuff that goes on.
Yeah, that's a real that's one of the things we emphasize. So
Very good. Yeah. Well, okay. Let's talk a little bit more. What would you say is the path that led you here? I mean, before you got into the whole computer thing, you obviously had some interest in this, and then, like you said, you didn't do it in high school, but then
No,
it was
so-
college. You said, I think I'm going to go the route here with college.
all right. So picking up there. So what happened was I was nearing the end of getting my bachelor's degree, and let's just say I took too many of one type of class and not enough of another. And they said, if you take another semester, you can get a second degree in systems engineering. I thought, yeah, I'll do that. That sounds good. So all the while I was using computers a lot, and it was great, but I did not own my own. I couldn't afford one. I was a starving college student, and I'm saving and saving and saving. Finally, and I'm not kidding you, it was my senior year of college. I finally was able to buy one, and I've saved up for so long. I was like, man, I'm going to learn this thing backwards and forwards, and that's probably, where the passion came from. Also, my mad Tetris skills, which are now gone.
Tetris was a viable, exciting little fun game back in the day.
It was. So I graduated from college though, and I took a job doing software development. Then I did it on my own for a few years, and all the while, people were saying, "Hey, you work with computers? Can you fix my computer?" and yeah, sure, I'll give it a try. And eventually, that's kind of they were outsourcing. If you remember, software development was kind of getting outsourced to India and the Philippines and Indonesia for a long time. And we got a little nervous doing the software development. So we said, all right, what can we do here that they can't outsource? And as I say, the rest is history.
Well, like I said, to be involved in the computer industry, to be somebody who is such a critical component, I mean, literally. And now we carry computers in our pocket, right? And everything you got here. But we're talking about the desktop machine that everybody, and do you work on phones too?
The only thing I do, I don't fix them like cracked screen. I have a son who does that actually, but no, we do we'll integrate different devices, your phone and your tablet and your computer. We work on primarily desktops and laptops.
Yeah, and that's right. Your phone now becomes such an integrated piece of your whole system, because you connect your phone to your computer and it uploads all of your contacts and backs up all your stuff, and so all of that is integrates together. So if you need help with all that kind of stuff, right here, Eytan's your man. Jonas, tell us a little bit about what is it you do, being kind of new to the industry, I guess, although all your life you've been obviously surrounded by computers. What is it you enjoy doing here to help Dad run the business?
So a lot of what I've been enjoying helping my dad with the business is learning about some of the technical stuff, but most of what I'm learning about is also just about the business side of things, and sort of how to talk to people and do right by them and make sure that they're doing well.
Okay, so what does that mean when it comes down to it? Why is that so important, would you say, for somebody who's got a bunch of computer problems? They're going, Jonas, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Please help me here. What happens there?
Well, I would say that it's important to be friendly towards them, just because we're sort of in an industry where a lot of people are a little bit judgy towards people who don't know very much about computers. And when they come forward with their issues, it's important to be knowledgeable about them, but it's also important to be friendly and understanding, and that's what I'm sort of learning about.
Well, I'd say as a matter of professionalism and being somebody who knows what they're talking about, you're learning from one of the best. Your dad here has always been super professional and does a good job. Tell me, Eytan, what is Jonas doing to really contribute to the business here? You brought him in for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about compassion and that kind of thing, and it's built into him, so I knew that would be a fit. And I knew that he's technically good, but what surprised me is how quickly he's learning. And also, I mean, there's the technical side, but there's the relationship side. And we talk about it all the time, and it just seems like he gets it. So, my plan is to eventually, I don't know how long from now, but I'm just going to say, okay, I'm not going into work this month. No,
Right?
I'm kidding. But, there are different possibilities towards the future, and I hope that he'll stay with me, he'll grow, and I'm not sure what the future holds, but so far everything's just been great. He can do so much of what I'm able to do in just a few months.
Well, I like the title we decided to put together. I'll put that up on the screen from Jonas. The COS, Chief of Stuff.
Right, chief of stuff no one else wants to do.
all the tedious, hard stuff that nobody says, I don't want to deal with that. Give it to Jonas and he takes care of it. Is that true?
It actually is true. Yeah, I can't
Okay.
say that about everybody that I've ever worked with, but Yeah, he's a good sport.
Well, that's important. Well, how long have you been in this business now? 28 years. It goes back to the beginning of it, and this whole time never taking a break. That's pretty cool to spend that long in an industry.
Well, I took weekends off.
You did take a couple weekends
Well, we
off?
have to be retrained every Monday as
Right.
a consequence. But no, 28 years. And I mean, if you're talking about how much, 28 years in business, but we dated before that, let's just say.
Right. You were,
So
wasn't your
the
first-
marriage was 28 years, but more than that, a long time, over 30 years.
over 30 years
Yeah.
running the whole show. Well, important to have this, because the technology is always changing, and there's always something new you have to learn, and it's just difficult to keep up with the technology. And so I remember I was doing a little research because I'm a nerd. I bought my Pentium 90 back in 1994 instead of the DX2 or DX4. Anyway, I bought it with 8 megs of RAM.
Big time.
Now you have 32 gigs of RAM.
Right.
I did the math on it. It's like 42,000 times more memory than you had when these machines first came out. When people started having viable machines, that was a $3,000 or $4,000 computer.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit. I mean, that's
And that was
that's really where this thing is taken on from all sides.
right. That was like a few years after I graduated from college too. So the stuff that we were working on in college has totally unrecognizable compared to anything you'd see today. So you asked me something.
Well, I was going to say, and then you do this not just for businesses, but also for individuals. Are you both businesses and individuals?
So you know what? We when we first started out, we were catering to what sounds better, catering towards or targeting. Targeting sounds
Yes,
ugly.
yeah, targeting, but yeah, who's your
Cater-
target
yeah,
audience?
we cater
That's a marketing
towards-
term, but who are you catering to? It's like, we're
ca-
taking care of you.
Right.
That's right.
We're catering towards individuals, and we kind of fell into the whole thing of working with small, medium-sized. Well, one of them actually we were just talking today, because we've been around for 28 years. Can I mention somebody's name?
Sure, yeah, whoever, yeah.
I hope they're okay.
As long as
So-
they don't mind, yeah.
No, I'm sure they're fine. Yucco's the pooper scooper people.
Right.
So they are a long-time client. I was over there earlier today, and I was talking to her, and she was saying, well, how long have we worked together? At least since I've been around. I said, well, how long have you been around? 30 whatever years.
Wow.
I said, no, because I haven't been doing this that long. But long-term relationship there with that and a number of other businesses. But still, I would say the overwhelming majority is with private individuals who've got different things going on.
Well, there you go. Because there's, I mean, like I said, personally call it a PC, personal computer. It's something that every person at this point in America, you talk about it around the world. I mean, how many? There's got to be billions of computers out there at this point. And the upgrades, you go Windows version 3.11. I remember was back in the day, and that's still the old. On top of DOS, I said that was the graphic user interface, and then you get into Windows, and ever since then, it's just one upgrade. If there isn't a problem yet, they'll come up with some new stuff for you to fix as you continue to evolve with this. Is that kind of how this industry rolls?
That is exactly how this industry rolls. Yeah, it's never a matter of if; it's always when. So,
Well, tell me then, who is your typical customer? If you had to say, here's who we typically work with, who is it that most often you say, oh, is it grandma? Is it the grandkids? I mean, who do you say? Oh yeah, that's who we normally work with.
it's a wide variety. Well, there is a typical component, more than a typical. There's a typical situation. Can I tell you about that instead?
Yeah,
So you saw Groundhog Day years ago.
sure.
It's kind of like a Groundhog Day. This thing just happens over and over again. But someone will come in, guns a-blazing. They're already on the offense, and it's because they've been burned by somebody or a number of places.
Right.
And they just hate this kind of business. They hate that they have a problem, and we have a very civil conversation, but I can tell they don't like me. They don't want to be there.
Right.
It's like going to the dentist. I don't know how to describe it, but anyway, we'll do a diagnostic, hardware and software diagnostic, and then I'll call them up, and it's almost always bad news I got to give them. There's something going on.
They knew something was wrong.
But I'm very forthright with them, totally honest with them, and I think that they appreciate the fact that I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm telling them, here's the good news, here's the bad. I might tell them it's not worth fixing. But whatever it is, I think they appreciate it, so they'll usually go along with what we recommend. And if we fix the computer, then it really is working right, and that's where we begin to develop that trust. So we've been very, very fortunate in terms of our customer retention as a consequence. So it's kind of this situation that happens over and over again, where they start out like, that, and eventually, they thank us on the way out, which is really nice.
Well, to be in business for as long as you guys have been is pretty impressive. I mean, 28 years for anybody. I mean, you make it more than 10. You're 3 times longer than that. It really must be something you enjoy. So what is it that fuels your passion? Why is it you enjoy what you do so much and keeps you going every day when you're going? I mean, is it just helping people figure out this is the device that they depend on? What is it that keeps you going?
I mean, I love all that stuff. I've always loved all that stuff. But no, I mean, actually, it's that same thing. People have a problem. Even if they haven't had bad experiences or whatever, they've got a problem. They bring it to us. We're able to fix. It's like an honor, but we get to fix their problem, and we're like little mini heroes. It's just kind of nice. You can sense their gratitude, and I'm grateful for them. They're grateful for me. It's an all-around, really nice situation at the end of just about every engagement that we have. And that's what fuels my passion, is just, everybody talks about I like helping people, but we've got these relatively short engagements, and it's always happy at the end. I love that.
Well, everybody likes to get a solution to their problem, especially with something so critical, because these people, literally, they may have tax returns or business documents and stuff that just are vital to what they do. Let's take a quick look at your website, show everybody here. We're going to put that up on the screen for everybody, so I'll hit my desktop button there. But there it is. There's your front page. We repair what your husband, quote unquote, fixed. I like that. That's who came up with that?
I did. I'll just say it.
Because you've seen that before many times. We'll go jump over here to your offerings, and you could go down just a quick review of your list of stuff here if you want to tell everybody a little bit about each one of these real quick.
Sure. Data recovery, that's pretty much how it sounds, and that is, you have a problem, you can't access the stuff on your computer. Oftentimes we can. We call it data recovery. I don't want to dwell on anyone for too long. Virus damage removal, not virus removal. You remove the virus, it's not the same thing. That's not going to fix the problem that it caused. So basically, we're trying to revert that damage. Help for seniors. You know how it is. They want to deal with their grandchildren who they don't have any idea what talking on the phone is, and they want to use Snapchat or I don't know what.
Right.
And so we'll help the seniors kind of get up to speed.
Yeah, that's good.
And special needs help. We have a number of people who are disabled in a variety of ways that we've been able to help them with. There are these great utilities available for all different types of disabilities, but they're not always super straightforward to use. So there's that. Password management. Password management. Do you remember all your passwords?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Nobody likes to have to deal with their passwords all the time.
Right. So
pretty self-explanatory.
We help with that. Broken laptop repair, that's also self-explanatory. Computer lockout, so you get locked out of your computer. You forgot the password, or it got set and you didn't have one. Technology consultation, just, it could be a very basic consult, or, here's what I want, help me do it start to finish.
Yeah, what do I need to get the job done?
Right.
Stuff. Okay.
Right. Device integration, we kind of touched on that before, when you want all your, your phone and your tablet and your work computer and your home computer, and I want to enter this in one time and have it show up everywhere.
Right.
And I want to be able to be on time for my meetings and
your
all
mobile
that
phone, your tablet, your watch, and we've got all those things. That's important stuff.
And then help with programs and apps. That's kind of the catch-all category. Basically, if it's on your computer, we could probably help you with it.
Okay. You got another category for more, some up-and-coming stuff.
Yeah. So the how it all works section, what that is just the basic ways that we operate. Either you bring it into us, we come out to you, that kind of thing. The coming soon is exciting. We've got a product that we're developing. Not really sure when it's going to be ready, but it's called the Copycat. And it's going to, everyone tells you, back up your stuff, back up your stuff.
Right.
You want to lose all your pictures or whatever you've got. And so many people don't. And so it's a really, really simple way to get everything backed up. And we think that there's truly nothing in the world like it. Well, right now there is nothing in the world as far as that goes because it's not finished, but we're working on it. We're perfecting it, and
that's pretty exciting.
Hopefully soon it'll be ready to go.
Okay. Well, last thing we'll pull up here for everybody. You got to look at people's reviews. A 4.5 out of 5, dynamite. You get over like a 3.8, that's kind of an average. You're at 4.5, a long list of reviews there. I'm going to pull up one real quick. I'm just going to put you on the spot here.
Okay.
But here we go. Fast, honest, friendly service. Took my laptop in and they kept me informed all the way along the way of what was going on and what the price would be before doing any of the work. I definitely recommend them. That's from Andrew. Well, that's a nice review from people, and I guess you would think that's the standard for most people, but apparently this guy was a little bit surprised to see that this is how you handle things, right?
Well, thank you to Andrew, by the way.
Right. Jonas, what's it like? You're helping make this thing happen. You have making customers happy. What do you run into most often that you've got to do to keep them settled, keep them calm? Your dad talk about how compassionate you are.
Well, what it's like is like what my dad was saying earlier about how usually they'll come in a little bit guns a-blazing, and then as we work with them and work through their problem and keep them updated step by step along the way, they end up sort of liking us, and we end up becoming friends.
Well, that's good for building a clientele base, right? If you've got people that like what you're doing, then maybe they'll come back for more, right?
Absolutely.
And it's not like these computer things are going away anytime soon. There's going to be a need for computers forever, right? My dad made me go to computer classes back in the 8th grade summer. I was playing 40 games of baseball, but also had to go to computer classes. So that was my argument to say, Mom, I'm quitting piano lessons. She says, you need something that rubs you the wrong way. I said, I don't need piano lessons for that. I've got you. My dad quoted me on that for years. And but I stuck with the computer thing. That was the backup plan in case the professional baseball career didn't come through. And so here we are. Now I've built a little studio out here and I get to bring in computer techie nerds. Can I call you techie nerds?
You can call me. Just don't ask me to do any work in here. This is all beyond me.
This is another niche of the technical. But I'm certain if one of these computers went down, I'd be like, hey, I can't get there, but call Eytan from Computer Problem Busters. He can get it done. Great stuff. Well, as somebody who's been in the community for so long, and I think it's vital that most people understand that we have community leaders. And somebody I want to bestow upon you guys the award we give people for being a leader in the community. So when I do that, I always have to put on the Cardinal Cowboy hat. You've seen me running around for many years as the Cardinal Cowboy, but when we put that hat on, people kind of recognize this is something that stands out. We want to highlight those that are doing good things. And so when we do that, now we have an award we give people. And so it's my honor to give Computer Problem Busters the Community Leader Award. So you guys get to decide who wants to wear the belt. You can hold that up. You can put it over your shoulder for our purposes here. But hold that up a little bit if you would, and we'll get a nice shot.
For
there you
this
go.
camera
There
right
you go. And I'll go ahead and there you are. Turn it just a little bit there towards that one up.
Okay.
Now just lift it up a little bit. And there it is. Now, yeah, we're covering you up a little bit, but there you got it.
Not a problem.
But there it is. Now you can see that. Beautiful. So then it's my honor to give you guys the award for as a community leader for the Cardinal Cowboy. And keep up the good work. That's really cool. Well, tell me, I mean, we've covered a lot here. Passion is important for what you need to do with you're gonna run your business. But tell me, what is it that really sets you apart when it comes down to what is it that keeps you guys ahead of the curve and makes it so that you guys stand out?
You know what? That's actually one of my favorite questions.
Is it?
Yeah. And I think Jonas touched on it. I think it says it like at the very beginning of the website too. We consider ourselves to be a relationship business, and we happen to be really good at fixing computers. And I really do mean that, and we can attest to that. We haven't advertised in years and years. We are, blessed with just great customer retention. Fortunately, they're not coming in, well, maybe a few of them, but most of them are not coming in all the time with the same problem again and again. But we have a relationship. We have built friendship after friendship. And for people, it's so much nicer. Shaneco talks about now you have a friend in the diamond business.
Right.
So I can't use that. They already used it. But I feel like, people, when they've got a problem with their computer, they're like, all right, it could be worse. At least I know a guy. I trust him. I've been to him. And I got to just show up there. And, yeah, it's going to cost whatever it costs. But it's going to be good. It's going to be right when I get it back. So I'm good. That's a nice feeling for people. And for us, I think that any other place where they go, are they going to be around this time next year?
Right.
That's one question. Who am I going to get? Is it going to be, some young kid who doesn't know anything? No offense. I mean, but even with that, it's not like like Jonas gets turned loose and we say, yeah, you've got the full level experience as me. The difference is that until he's fully familiar with everything, he's not going out and doing a job unsupervised. You can't really say that about other places, and people don't have any idea what they're getting into. With us, they do.
Well,
that's a long answer. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great because we're about to fill up our time here, and we're getting closer. We got to make sure we get our full 28 minutes 30 seconds for this show, everybody. If we go beyond that, and you can also watch the show later on the Your Little Castle Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. But Computer Problem Busters here. I got one more question for you before we finish up here as we get close to the end of our time. But if you had to tell your audience one thing about your company, what would that be?
What would a good thing be? I mean, it's here's the message. If you don't know me and you've got a problem with your computer, you don't know us, I hope that you'll pick up the phone, give us a call, and based on that, you're going to make a decision about whether to come and see us. And of course, I hope you're going to come and see us. And we will do, you have my solemn vow that we will do our best to do right by you. We try to do it every time. I can't say we've pleased everybody in the world. That's why we've only got a 4.5 on Google. But
pretty good.
But we'll do our best to do right by you and make sure that you're happy when you walk out the door.
That's very important. Well, these guys are the experts when it comes down to computer issues, computer problems. Make sure you reach out to the Computer Problem Busters. No one does it better. 28 years and expert help from your son, Jonas, right here by your side to make sure that these things get done right.
Keeping me honest.
All right. Stay tuned for more, everybody. You're enjoying the Your Little Castle show right here on ABC in St. Louis. Thanks, everybody. Giddy up.